Tori Petrie out here after the final open practice of Lions Camp presented by Rocket Mortgage. And we just got to see 3 days of joint practices between the Lions and the Giants. So I am joined by my friend, Giants reporter Madeline Burke. Madeline, you guys have gotten to come out here and see how the Lions run practice, participate in these joint practices with the Lions. What has been your impression of the week?
Well, it's been a great week. It's been the first time the Giants have done a joint practice since 2015. So it's kind of a new look. A lot of these guys on this team haven't experienced this yet, but it's been great for them, not only team building and chemistry building away from the field, but on the field also going up against someone who doesn't know your tendencies. I mean, we talked about this earlier as well, and a lot of the players have been mentioning this. You know, when you're going up against your own guys, they know where you're going to go. They know when you're going to go left, so it's a little bit predictable. But here, not only are you doing your game a little bit different, but people, you're forced to react a little bit differently as well. So it's been beneficial in all aspects.
And it's been fun to watch, too. Matt Patricia talked about his friendship with Giants head coach Pat Shurmur and said that that really helped smooth out these practices, and it's been a really smooth week.
It has. You know, I mean, Pat Shurmur kind of sung the praises of Patricia and speaking about how this came together, how they worked cohesively to plan this, and they communicated very effectively to get this going. And also, he wanted to make sure, and his message to the Giants players going into this week was like, you know what, we want to be professionals. He didn't want to see any fights, any issues on the field, and we got through a week that was pretty simple, pretty seamless that way.
It was, and we got to hear from OBJ after today's practice. You were there to hear him talk. He talked a little bit about going up against Darius Slay. What did he have to say?
Yeah, you know, he mentioned how much he enjoys that matchup and how far back it dates. It goes back to the college days in Mississippi State, and so the competitive juices between those two are definitely flowing, but you can see out there on the field how much they enjoy it. And this was the first time, really, Odell has gone up against another team since week 4 of last season. So it was really welcome to see how good he looked out there for Giants fans.
And it's fun because we don't know how much of that we will see in Friday's game. As it is the preseason, the starters usually don't play much, but that's the fun part about these joint practices. We get to see it all week long, you know, those guys going up against each other. So it's been fun to watch.
It has.
And Friday, Lions fans know what they'll be looking for in terms of, what matchups they're watching. Tell us what the Giants fans are going to be paying attention to in that preseason game.
Well, the Giants fans are going to be looking a little bit at the run game. I think Saquon Barkley, it remains to be seen whether he'll play. It's probably likely that Pat Shurmur will go on the side of caution because, you know what, he didn't practice this week.
Sure.
He got, a little hamstring tweak on Monday. And so I think they're going to be cautious because it is the preseason. But seeing Wayne Gallman and Jonathan Stewart and getting the run game going, and as well as this offensive line, it's a new look offensive line for the Giants this season, and seeing how this line continues to come together. There's also a battle at free safety opposite Landon Collins. There's been 4 guys rotating in there, seeing who's going to be getting those reps the most throughout this week. It looks like Curtis Riley will probably start, but we've seen Andrew Adams in the spot. We've seen a few other guys on the roster at the spot. So seems like it's going to be open. There's a lot of competitions on this team, but I think what the Giants are looking for right now is just playing their best and getting individually better rather than game planning because, again, preseason.
Of course. Now, in that first preseason game for the Lions, we did not see Matthew Stafford at all. So it tends to happen in these preseason games that sometimes starters don't play. You mentioned Saquon Barkley might not. Are there any other starters that we probably won't see in Friday's game?
You know, I mean, I'm sure Eli Manning will get out there for a little bit, but it's going to be mostly Davis Webb, Kyle Lauletta, the younger guys getting some reps, Alex Tanney perhaps as well. Odell Beckham might get a sequence or two, but not a whole lot because we know what we're getting from these guys, and I think it's more about the guys who are, trying to make a roster spot, whether it's on the Giants or one of the 31 other teams in the league. And so they want to see what kind of talent they have and give these guys as much opportunity as they can to show it.
Well, we are looking forward to Friday's game, and we thank you guys so much for tuning in to this video. We will have all the coverage of tomorrow's game. So for DetroitLions.com, I'm Tori Petrie.